reflect the views of WSIC.
Good morning and welcome to Heart Mooresville, your small town radio show with a big heart. I'm your co-host, Christine Patterson, and well, our co-host, Don Smyle, is looking very handsome today. Hey there, Don. How you doing?
Hi.
Well, Don Smyle is actually out today, but we did, he's enjoying a nice vacation right now. He's actually on a cruise, but we wanted to remember him and honor our very handsome co-host by making masks. We're having a little bit of mask fun today with Don. So we've decorated the studio. We have all kinds of masks to remember our co-host, Don Smyle. No, we hope he has a great time. He deserves a vacation. He's definitely hardworking, and I'm glad he can take a couple weeks off. I'm excited about our show today because we have a guest co-host, Amy Sherrill. Good morning, Amy.
Good morning. Good to be here.
So Amy actually works on our arts and events team with the town of Mooresville, and she's worked for the town for about 5 years now, right?
July will be 5 years, yes.
Awesome. Well, we're very glad and thankful that you chose to step in today.
I'm excited.
And we have two very special guests today from Tate Realty. We have Christy Chaffee. Good morning.
Good morning.
And Josee Cherrier.
Yeah, you did good.
Okay, Cherrier, and it's Chaffee.
It's Chaffee.
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 I knew I was going to get that wrong.
I should have prepped you on that one. I prepped you for Cherrier. I did not.
I know. You
prep
had
for
me
Chaffee.
so ready. Thank you. Well, thank you for joining us this morning. So we're going to talk a little bit more to, our Tate guests. But before we do, I want to get into our In the News segment. So In the News is where I scan all the headlines and tell you what's going on in Mooresville. They call me the Mooresville Oracle. So I know all.
I believe that.
I see all. Nothing happens without me knowing. So a couple things that I have read in the headlines is Mooresville Christian Mission is actually, they're moving to a new home. Do you guys know about that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. They showed off their future new home Thursday, actually. So Betty and Randy Marion were there because it will actually be named after them. They are huge supporters of the Christian Mission. They did a tour of the facility, of course, the groundbreaking. And then when this is completed, they will showcase, and it will be called the Betty and Randy Marion Center. So they actually outgrew their former space. So this new space will help them just assure more privacy to their guests. It'll be a 27,000 square foot facility and have individual offices. So I cannot wait to see that when it's done.
It's exciting. It's definitely needed, I think.
Yeah.
For sure.
They are really able to provide some great services. I mean, between that and Feed and See, we're really lucky to have organizations like that in Mooresville. Also in the news, on a more exciting note, is the downtown Mooresville was basically decked out to look like a Texas town. Did you guys
I heard about
happen
that.
to
I
get
saw
down
that.
there?
No, I did not get down there, but I did. I have seen pictures
Yes.
posted on Facebook from friends.
So Maplebrook, Texas.
Yes, Maplebrook, Texas.
Yeah, so they so it's actually a series called The Hunting Wives. So it's an 8-part series that is going to air on Starz television network. So they had a huge display down there. It was about 120 production members. They blocked off, portion of Main Street, and they're kind of rotating around to different streets. So they're doing actually a lot of filming downtown, but the huge Main Street production, a portion of the production happened earlier. I guess it was a week before last now. And they had the pole banner flags that looked like Maplebrook. So it was it was really funny to kind of walk through and you're like, wait a minute, am I in North Carolina?
Right.
I see the Texas flag. But it was kind of cool.
It was really cool from Mooresville, I think.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm really happy to see the film industry come back to Mooresville
Agreed.
too. I mean, I guess it's been
10 years ago, maybe?
Yeah, they
Almost.
did away with some of the film incentives in the state, and
Yeah.
we were not as attracting as many film crews. And now I think they've made some progress back towards attracting groups like that. So it's nice to see that come back.
Absolutely.
Definitely generates, tourism and definitely stimulates the economy. I mean, the food spread alone out there. I mean, they're using our restaurants, they're using our hotels. So that was really nice to see.
Which is totally different from 10 years ago. Like, I can't believe how much development has happened
Yeah.
downtown. I love it out there. It's thriving. It's energetic.
It was some
Yeah.
big stars on that
Yes.
movie or a series set as well.
Excuse me. Actually, yeah, now that you say that, it was Brittany Snow, who is from Pitch Perfect. She's the blonde. But we had Malin Ackerman, I hope I'm saying that right, Dermot Mulroney, Chrissy Metz.
Yep. This Is Us. She was on This Is Us.
Yes.
It's a big
Right,
show.
right.
Jamie Ray Newman, Katie Lowe's, George Ferrier. So, I mean, there were some pretty big names downtown. A couple people snapped pictures. I saw it on the Mooresville Moms page. They were like, look, it's Brittany Snow from Pitch Perfect. So, never know who you're going to see when you walk down Main Street. Also in the news, Rice City Festival is returning for its
May 11th?
May 11th for its 41st year. I cannot believe that festival has taken place for 41 years.
I can.
It's been a long time.
It's just, I'm from Mooresville, born and raised. So growing up, going to that was super fun. As a kid, still is. But it's definitely burned into my brain.
Yeah.
Rice City Festival.
I guess you probably do have those memories from when you were a
That
kid.
and the Christmas parade. Those are the things I remember most in my childhood.
Those are the
Bigger events
staples.
in Mooresville. Yeah. We're creating more.
Yeah.
But those are the ones I remember growing
Did they
up.
have the St. Patrick's Day parade when you were a kid?
No.
That's more of a recent.
Right. I think
thing.
the last maybe 5-10 years.
Yeah. Are either of you all from Mooresville?
Not from Mooresville. I'm from
Okay.
Salisbury, so
Close enough.
I am very close.
Yes.
Close.
I've watched everything grow.
Yeah.
So the Cheerwine Festival's coming up.
Yes,
Oh,
Yeah.
In a couple
very
weeks.
cool.
In a couple weeks. I
Do you
think.
still go to that?
I do sometimes, not
Yeah.
not every year, sometimes, but I do bleed Cherrier.
Ah, okay. Well, North Carolinians, we
Me
do,
too.
right?
Well, whenever you grow up in Salisbury, especially I grew up in the 70s, I'm pretty sure it was in my baby bottles. And that's not a lie.
Well,
That explains a lot.
Yeah.
I grew
That
up-
sugar rush.
I grew up for the longest time saying cherry wine. I think that was a normal thing for us kids
Yeah.
growing
Cherry
up.
wine.
Yeah,
Cherry
but
wine,
it's
yeah.
cheer wine. Yep.
I like that. So Race City Festival is May 11th, 9 to 5. They will feature, of course, performances. They'll have food trucks, live music, dance troops, arts and crafts, all the things. And that will take place on Main and Broad Street and in the Christian Mission parking lot. So if you've never been to Race City Festival, this is the year. It's supposed to be bigger and better this year. So go and save the date for May 11th. And then lastly, we mentioned Randy Marion, but they are such big supporters of the community. Shout out to them because for the 5th year in a row, they actually won the Ford President's Award.
Oh,
Yeah, congratulations to Randy Marion. Yeah. Thank you, Bill. Got some applause there. The award is based on sales effectiveness, a dealer's total actual sales versus expected. So congratulations. They're definitely an asset. So we are going to talk to our guest coming up after the break from Allen Tate Realty. We're going to talk about Mooresville Day. We have lots to talk about. So we will be back with Heart Mooresville after a break and messages from our sponsors.
There's more Heart Mooresville on the way from 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, it kind of feels like an early taste of summer, doesn't it? Staying warm with upper 80s on the way for this afternoon. And while most of us will stay dry, we'll keep an eye out this evening for an isolated shower or pop-up thunderstorm that could have gusty winds or some frequent lightning if they do pop up. But not everybody will see one of those. Temperatures only dip into the low 60s overnight, partly cloudy. We're back in the low to mid 80s again for our Wednesday. And that's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
The WSIC app is available now wherever you get your apps, featuring local deals from great local businesses like Serenity Now Massage Therapy.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Friday night, the monthly car show Hot Rods and Hops is back. Rev Fast hosts cool cars, food trucks, and beverages to kick off your weekend. We will see you at the Lake Apex Storage Condos in Mooresville at 6 p.m. on Friday. The Kane Center for the Arts has gone to the dogs. Saturday will see the Stunt Dog Experience come to Cornelius. This cast of performers and stunt dogs will delight audiences of all ages with high energy excitement from beginning to end. For more information on these shows and many other programs, visit canearts.org. That's CAIN arts.org. Ghostface Brewing in Mooresville marks their 8-year anniversary with celebrations all week, culminating on Sunday with their monthly Rock the Lot outdoor concert series powered by Waves Entertainment. The event begins at 5 p.m. with the Pluto for Planet concert beginning at 6 p.m. Merle Fest is back April 25th through 28th at Wilkes Community College, featuring nearly 100 performers including Old Crow Medicine Show, Sam Bush, Turnpike Troubadours, the Teskey Brothers, Nickel Creek, and more. Tickets and information at merlefest.org. Listen every morning to Good Morning LKN and follow WSIC News on Instagram for your chance to win tickets. Community Singers of Lake Norman present Smokin' to a Motown Beat, a choral presentation of the sounds of Motown and rock and roll. Take a musical journey back to the 50s, 60s, and 70s with hits by the Supremes, the Four Tops, Stevie Wonder, Elvis, and more. The concert features highlights from Broadway shows Motown the Musical and Smokey Joe's Cafe, along with the Mooresville High School Honors Chorus. See you at the Mooresville Performing Arts Centers on May 5th. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
Call now to speak with iHeart Mooresville hosts Christine Patterson and Don Smyle at 844-STUDIO-4. It's iHeart Mooresville on WSIC.
And we're back with iHeart Mooresville. I'm your co-host, Christine Patterson, and Don Smyle is maybe not here today, but we have Amy Sherrill as our guest co-host today, and we're back talking with our guests from Tate Realty. We have Christy Chaffee, branch leader and broker in charge. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here with us. And then Josee, Cherrier, realtor with Tate.
Delighted to be here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start with you, Christy. What brought you to Mooresville? I love hearing why people, what their stories are kind of what brought them to Mooresville, whether it was work, family, whatever. So how'd you end up here?
Well, so like I said before, I am kind of native to here. I grew up in Salisbury, and I went to UNC Charlotte, bounced all around different places in Charlotte after graduating, and we just love the lake. Me and my husband really wanted to be as close to the lake as we could be. I actually live here in Cornelius, but I, how long has it been? 6 years ago. 6 years ago, I was approached by Stephanie Gossett, who is my RVP at Tate, to take on the Mooresville branch, and which is, it's in the backyard. It's kind of, I feel like Lake Norman is, it's just one big happy family of communities for sure. So that's how I ended up in the branch there at Tate.
Okay, that lake, it attracts so many to our area. It's definitely an asset for here, for sure. Yes. And what about you, Josee? How'd you end up here?
I was born in Montreal, Canada.
Oh, wow.
So French Canadian, moved to the States with very little
How
English.
about that?
Well, those are the English Canadians that say that.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I first moved here, actually, just kind of on a tangent, I used to say open the light instead of turn on the light, because the literal translation is, open the light. So anyways, I used to get made fun of in school. But anyways, I grew up in Atlanta, and I was in the insurance industry for about 23 years, and they moved me around and ended up in the Lake Norman area in 2004, and have lived up and down the entire Lake Norman corridor, and just really love it here. I love the people and the weather. Thank God it's warmer.
Yeah.
And of course, love the lake. I don't necessarily love crossing over the bridge where you've got everybody watching the lake dwellers
the
or
lake
whatever.
lookers.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what's going on with the traffic? Is there a wreck up there? No, just people looking.
Just a beautiful lake. That's all.
Love the lake around here.
Well, I love hearing you say, the people too. So, we ask, as we interview people, we ask a lot of people, what brought you to Mooresville? And we hear there's some top 5 that we're able to pull out of that. Definitely the lake. Definitely
Weather.
Yes, weather for sure if they're coming from up north. And some of the industry, companies that we have, but the people is such a top, 3 things that people say about Mooresville, because you have that small town feel, but it is this huge growing community where there's so much opportunity, but we're able to keep that small town feel. So I think that's what, attracts people here. So, we talked a little bit about what brought you here. So you both work for Allen Tate. Allen Tate is very well known in our community. What kind of landed you with Allen Tate? What are your favorite parts about, what you do in working, in realty?
Who wants to go first? Me?
Well,
You?
you go ahead. You go ahead.
Okay. Well, so I started in real estate it was towards the end of 2010, which was not a good time to start in real estate, but I like a challenge. So, so I started. I did not start with Allen Tate. I did that for about 7 years, and like I said, I became. When you get into real estate, you become friends with 50 gazillion other realtors because, well, yes, and everyone. Yes, you kind of have to become friends with everyone, but you become friends with all the realtors that you do cross deals with and everything, and just kept running into Allen Tate Realtors as you would around here.
Right.
We are number 1 in the Carolinas. So you always are running into them, just got to know a lot of them, got on the manager's radar, the Lake Norman manager's radar, and just got to be good friends with her. And when an opportunity came up, she's really thought I would fit in perfectly with that Mooresville office.
And she does.
Yeah, it's a great office.
Nice.
So the more I got to know the company of Allen Tate and just everything that they're about, it was kind of amazing. It's kind of a unicorn in this business, for sure, because real estate can be looked at in a lot of different ways, but Allen Tate truly takes it seriously. Our number one, our mission is to make a difference in people's lives. That's that.
I like that.
Allen Tate, most people know Allen Tate he was a real person. It's not just a name of the company.
Right.
And he started it in 1957 here in Charlotte. So it's very homegrown. And it's just, the culture of the company is just great. It's all about doing the right thing for the consumers, doing the right thing for our agents, the support. And it's just a great culture. Every office has its own little culture, but the culture overall is just one of support, and just being there for each other. The agents, don't get me wrong, all of our agents are competitive in their own way, but they're not competitive with each other.
Yeah.
And they really do care about each other.
That's important.
It really is.
I know. I didn't realize Allen Tate I knew he was a real person. I didn't know he was from Charlotte. That's interesting.
Yep.
And, it's so funny because if realtors do know everyone, and what I have found helpful is, always have at least one realtor friend, because if you need to make connections or know somebody, your realtor will know.
Oh, absolutely.
They will always know. Ask your realtor, do you need a lawyer? Do you need a bank? Do you need do you need a dog grooming service? Your realtor will know.
That's exactly right.
They are the ones you know.
Yeah.
With.
They know everyone.
I remember just offhandedly calling one of my clients and just to say hello, and she's like, "Oh, we had this roof leak, and we can't get any roofers out here." And I was like, "Well, call my guy."
Right.
And they came out that day, fixed it, and it was perfect.
Yes, everyone needs a realtor in their life.
Yeah, it was amazing.
That should be your slogan.
Yeah.
Everyone needs a realtor in their life.
That's great. I'm going to write that down. Right.
And Josee, what about you? What do you love about what you do, and how'd you end up?
Yeah, I actually, just wanted to start working again with people. Insurance became kind of more of a technology. And so I really wanted to just connect with people. I love having fun and hearing people's stories. And Allen Tate was just, I love that we're number 1 in the Carolinas, but I also felt like they provided a lot of education, and I wanted to do real estate right. And they're just so supportive with that. So me joining the Mooresville office, I interviewed a lot of other firms, and meeting Christy, she was so nurturing, and then just meeting the people now. Like, I would make the exact same choice. I've been with them for about 6 years. that's my real estate career, and just really enjoy it. We just are very, very collaborative, and we're supportive office. So I love what I do now. It's just amazing.
Well, again, there's that comes up, that word, the people, that's what makes the difference. I think that's what leads us to, organizations. It's what leads us to certain geographical areas. It's the people, that connection. Well, one of the things that we're grateful for Alan Tate for is sponsoring. You are one of our sponsors for the Mooresville Day Festival and some of our other programming this year. So we're very excited to partner with you all this year for that. Mooresville Day Festival is coming up. It was March. Now it's April 27th.
Yes.
12 to 4, downtown Mooresville. So we'll actually be expanding the footprint of the event this year to be Broad and Main Street.
The first time we've done that.
Yes.
So we're excited.
It's actually really amazing. I mean, for our first year, we had 12,000 people. So this year, we really hope to exceed that and have a great turnout. One of the things that we've been very overwhelmed to see is just the support of these events. And I think it shows that the community wants opportunities like this. They want, high-level events and opportunities to come out and, connect with people and enjoy these fun activities. And we want to make sure that we're providing that for them and that it's an inclusive, event for everyone. And so we have a lot of different elements of the event that will really appeal to all different sorts of, demographics. But one of the activities that you all will be involved in is gem mining. So gem mining is one of our accessible activities to everyone, but it's also something that was probably top 1 or 2. I'd say it's tied for first place of the most of people's favorite thing to do from last year. They loved the gem mining.
It was definitely a favorite for sure.
Yes. Kids actually and adults get to take home a bag full of gems. So you just mine your gems and take it home. So it's going to be a really fun opportunity, to get out and do something that's maybe a little throwback to, yesterdays, and also get an opportunity to network, with Alan Tate too, and learn a little bit about what you guys do.
I'm excited that we were going to have a tent right there, and you'll be able to see kids coming out of there and excited, and I think that's always a fun thing to watch is just the kids.
You should have seen our office. We prepared for it for
of course.
March, so we had most of it done before that. But we made little bags for them to put their gems in when they're done. And so, and we made the bags.
Oh, wow.
We had the little presses, so it has the little Alan Tate logo on it. And there's this cute little bag. So we had quite the assembly line going of putting
awesome.
that whole thing together. So it was like the little elves.
I can't wait to see them.
So,
That's
they're
great.
Cute. They're cute little bags, but yeah.
That will be appreciated, I'm sure. Well, we are very excited to see that. We are very excited for Mooresville Day. It has been long awaited. We had so much excitement building up, and we're ready for it. And then we just kept watching the weather, and it was just getting worse, and then it would get better, and then it got worse. So we had to call it. But we do
fingers crossed.
Good weather.
Exactly. I'm glad it
April
got canceled though, because for that day, because I don't think people would have shown up and been able to enjoy it as much as they could.
Chilly that day.
Oh my goodness.
Gloomy day. Had some rain in the morning.
Yeah, we owe it to everyone. We spent that much time and effort. You want that to be a good event. So we're going to talk a little bit more about Mooresville Day. We're going to talk more about Alan Tate with Josee and Christy when we are back after the break and a break from our sponsors.
More iHeart Mooresville with host Christine Patterson and Don Smyle is coming up on WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, it kind of feels like an early taste of summer, doesn't it? Staying warm with upper 80s on the way for this afternoon. And while most of us will stay dry, we'll keep an eye out this evening for an isolated shower or pop-up thunderstorm that could have gusty winds or some frequent lightning if they do pop up. But not everybody will see one of those. Temperatures only dip into the low 60s overnight, partly cloudy. We're back in the low to mid 80s again for our Wednesday. And that's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Little
Shavers Wood Shop and Building Supply is your one-stop source for winter electric and torpedo heaters, heat lamps, pine and cedar shavings, ice melt, and snow sleds. Plus, year-round items including PPG paints and stains, tools for plumbing and heating, and automotive supplies. Over 55,000 warehouse products available. You'll find Lil Shavers on Facebook and online at lilshavers.com. That's LILshavers.com. Quality Car Care is your local Toyota specialist and a licensed NC inspection station. Plus, find a huge selection of quality pre-owned cars at QualityCarCareStatesville.com or call 704-871-2535.
Here's a WSIC Business Minute with local entrepreneur and host of Local Biz Now, Joe Vagnone.
Based on the Web Guys, a top international website design firm, one of the most important pages to get right is the About page. Your About page is a powerful tool to showcase your unique story and define your differences between competitors. Share values and beliefs that resonate with them. Craft an engaging narrative using visuals that convey your brand's mission and vision. Invest time in creating a captivating About page. Let it reflect your company's personality and values. Make sure it's visually appealing, easy to read. Feature team photos, bios, highlight your company's history, and showcase awards and achievements. I mean, after all, not everybody can be Joe.
This has been a WSIC Business Minute with Joe Vagnone. Listen for tips on how to improve your business daily on WSIC. News, talk, now.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Tylenol, Listerine, and a host of other consumer brands once owned by Johnson & Johnson command steady but small profit margins, which is why J&J's move last year to spin off that business as its own company looks like the right call. Today it's posting stronger than forecast earnings and sales for last quarter, thanks to prescription meds treating conditions including psoriasis and cancer. But J&J is lowering the top end of its full-year profit forecast, and shares are down 2%. Big health insurer United Health is reassuring investors today, posting a smaller than forecast loss and a strong operating profit for last quarter, and affirming its full-year forecast. Comes after an expensive cyber attack on one of its subsidiaries that hampered data and payments across the healthcare industry. Helping the whole insurance business today, the company's statement that medical expenses are about as expected. United Health shares up 7%. Modest gains for Wall Street, Dow up 0.5%, NASDAQ and S&P little changed. Andrew O'Day, Bloomberg Radio.
Mooresville, how we feeling? Good. Welcome back to iHeart Mooresville on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
And we're back with iHeart Mooresville, talking with Christy and Josee of Tate Realty. So we were talking a little bit about Mooresville Day and some of the exciting activities that are going to be happening on April 27th. What can our listeners expect from the Tate tent? What are you guys going to be having, what are you doing that day?
Yeah, well, we always have some swag.
Swag. We love swag.
Yeah, exactly. Who doesn't love swag? For me, I always bring a tape measure. So, you can't go wrong with the tape measure.
We were playing with it over the break.
Yeah, exactly. So it's good for, keep in your pocketbook or in your pocket, whatever. Go to Lowe's and you need a tape measure. So and I think people have pens and just a plethora of different things that people can pick up from us.
Yeah, someone's got flashlights, there's pens. They're doing rock candy. Somebody's doing rock candy because they're doing the gem mining.
It's gem mining.
Yeah.
I love it.
We have creative people
We do
in our
have
office.
some very creative people.
Yes.
But we'll be there to meet the community. It's very important for us to meet the faces and the people, that we service from a real estate perspective. And just, these are our neighbors, right? So we're there to help. In any way we can with their gem mining, as well as anything else that they might want to get in conversation with. But we're just there to have fun too.
Nice.
Just support the community.
I think that's one of the great opportunities about these events is, obviously there are so many great attractions and activities for kids. I mean, we're going to have a Ferris wheel. We're going to have, amusement rides.
Train rides.
Inflatables. Live performances. We have school mascot dance competition, which is going to be so amazing, high energy. It's so much fun. But it's also an opportunity for, the parents to, learn and maybe discover, a new realty company and, that you can sign up for dance classes. I mean, it's definitely a way to connect with the community and find out what services are out there. So that's one of our best one of our favorite parts about kind of being able to connect people with other resources.
I think especially with this event being Mooresville Day, you know, we're celebrating all things like Mooresville. You know, we don't necessarily have the big headliner like we do at other events, so
Right.
it's just celebrating our community. So yeah.
Yeah, that's so right. I think this festival is the one that we were most excited to bring back because it was a celebration of all things Mooresville, because it was our like number one opportunity for local organizations to come out. You know, we are a little limited on some of our events because whether it's space or because we're going to have the big national acts and rides, but this is really the one that we can, you know, have those local companies come out. And I think people like that.
They do.
People want to shop. People want to meet local people. People want to see, you know, their local realtor and say hey to Christy. And, you know,
Absolutely.
I think it's nice to offer that.
Now, was last year the first one to celebrate the 150th?
It was.
Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
that's awesome.
Yeah, I think we really took the opportunity to define our annual programming last year. The 150th was a jumping off point for us to define what it would look like every year. And we really listened to the community and brought back the 4 that were the most popular, and this was one of them. So I know you all obviously were participating in Mooresville Day, but you all do a lot in the community. So tell me a little bit about that. What other things do you participate in?
Yeah, we it's very important. And speaking, you know, again, I keep saying the word culture. Just part of Allen Tate's culture is about giving back. It's about being involved in the community and getting to know people. It's not about the transaction. It's truly about the relationship building and all of that. So it's always been a pillar of Allen Tate to give back. In fact, in the last 25, 26 years, we have raised, contributed almost $6 million.
Wow.
Through public education, United Way agencies,
Culture and arts.
Culture and arts.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
It
a
really
lot of
is,
money.
because we are not people think of us as a big company. We're not a huge company over the whole footprint of the Carolinas, and we're in almost the whole footprint, not at the coast yet. Well, virtually we are, but we're, you know, in the whole footprint. We have like right around 2,000 agents, and that's the most we've had, you know, in a long time, because we're growing, of course. And I think that almost $6 million is just a huge number, and it just speaks to the giving heart of not only our agents but the company itself. But we are always in the Mooresville Parade every year. We have a float, or we're walking. We always try to come up with something cool and different. Last year we had a shed that we decorated as a house.
A she shed.
It was a she shed.
Was there like a fire pit too, or something?
Oh, don't talk about that.
Sorry.
We got in trouble with the fire marshal.
We had him as our guest last week,
Yeah.
so we won't tell him.
Yeah, don't
He
do that.
will be back.
Don't talk about that. But we are usually always in the Ray City Festival as well, and then we do we get involved. Our sister office is the Statesville office. There's also Allen Tate Statesville office, and we do things with that office as well. The Live After 5 things that they do up there, and Pumpkin Festival and things like that.
Wow. So you guys are busy.
We really are, and we really do try to be seen in the community, help out when we can, and then our individual agents also have their pet projects that they get together and do things in and sponsor as well. And
Speaking of pets,
yes,
actually, we
that's what I was
always,
gonna say.
we're one of the sponsors for the Humane Society.
Oh,
And so
yes.
DeVos Day, the vineyards there, we have
Yes.
that once a year, and it's the dueling pianos. Who doesn't love a
Oh,
good
how
dueling piano, right?
fun.
Yeah, so we do that. There's just a few of us agents that get together and want to contribute to that. For me, my dog Alfie, who is our office mascot.
Oh,
Alfie, I like
He's
that
amazing.
name.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's
He's
a
so
rescue
cute.
too, and so we always do
Wow.
that every year, and it's been a lot of fun. So-
Okay, well, I'm convinced realtors are the hardest working people out there. You will not convince me otherwise. You guys are busy. That's pretty amazing. $6 million is a huge number. I mean, that is very much appreciated that you all, are able to give back like that and participate in so many different, great organizations. So I know you talked a little bit about agents, and so how many offices are there?
So we have 72 in North and
Wow.
South Carolina in our footprint.
Wow.
And our offices, they're the brick and mortar on the corner kind of offices. Like we have 30 in our office. The Statesville office has maybe around 15. The Davidson office has like probably somewhere between 15 and 20, so it's not like a huge, like 200 agents are in that one office, so we really are very micro-focused on the community. We just opened, our Troutman office is a partner office, so it was a firm that has been in Troutman for many years that has decided to go in partnership with us with Alan Tate, and so now we're in the heart of downtown Troutman as well. So it's just very important. Again, it's about being in the community and being visible and being a part of the community, and that's just part of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, 72 in North and South Carolina, which is pretty amazing.
And growing.
Absolutely. Are there any plans to open new offices?
There's always
always
plans. There's always plans.
Interesting.
We usually don't find out until right before the announcement, but always plans.
Same here. We don't know until we talked a little bit about how you all are involved in the community. We talked a little bit about Alan Tate's mission and how it's to change people's lives, which I love that. I think that's amazing, because I think what you all do does change people's lives. I mean, sometimes buying a house can be one of the most important things that people do. Yes. I say that often with what we do at the Charles Mack Citizen Center. It's one of our event venues here in town, and it's under the Arts and Events Division. And we enter people's lives at some of the most important moments, whether it's a celebration of life ceremony that's held at the center, or whether it's a wedding or whatever, graduation, all these important moments in people's lives. And I feel like, we have a responsibility to make that a good experience. And I think that's probably the same for you all.
Absolutely.
You only do this maybe once or twice in your lifetime.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, it is most people's largest investment. Most normal, ordinary people, your largest investment is going to be your home, for sure.
For sure.
So that is just so important to be a part of that and to take that seriously and to give that what it deserves. Because everything that you mentioned, that you said, Charles Mack, weddings, celebration of life, graduations, most of those things precipitate a move a lot of times, right? So it's emotional on all fronts.
And we see a lot of relocations too, not only a corporate, but we're seeing, after COVID, we're seeing a lot of grandparents move down here. I think we're named, is it the 7th or 8th town in the country of growth and for the real estate market being hot. But I know personally for me, for my business, it's so rewarding to see a grandma come down and start, and live next door to her grandkids, and just the new family units that are being combined now. It's so rewarding for me to do that.
I have, you mentioned, some of the stats. I was at a conference a couple weeks ago, and we heard that so North Carolina is actually the 5th, ranked 5th in the state, in the U.S., for tourism. So we're the 5th most popular state for tourism. That's pretty amazing.
I can see why. Yeah.
But we're also, I know we were the number 5. That's right. We're number 5 submarket, of the U.S. So growing suburb of Charlotte, obviously. So I think that obviously trickles down, to what we're seeing too is, we're all busy, people are moving here, people are visiting here. So we're all busier because of that. And so it's important to make sure that people are coming in, that they are having a good experience, whether it's for tourism or they're relocating here. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that and our guests, Alan Tate, after a break and a message from our sponsors. We'll be right back with Heart Mooresville.
We'll be right back with more Heart Mooresville on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, it kind of feels like an early taste of summer, doesn't it? Staying warm with upper 80s on the way for this afternoon. And while most of us will stay dry, we'll keep an eye out this evening for an isolated shower or pop-up thunderstorm that could have gusty winds or some frequent lightning if they do pop up. But not everybody will see one of those. Temperatures only dip into the low 60s overnight, partly cloudy. We're back in the low to mid 80s again for our Wednesday. And that's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Listen for this sound. During Good Morning LKN and Home Ad, April 15th through 19th, for your chance to win a pair of tickets to Merle Fest. Be caller 3 when you hear this sound. And call in for your chance to win tickets to Merle Fest.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Friday night, the monthly car show Hot Rods and Hops is back. RevFast hosts cool cars, food trucks, and beverages to kick off your weekend. We will see you at the Late Apex Storage Condos in Mooresville at 6 p.m. on Friday. The Kane Center for the Arts has gone to the dogs. Saturday will see the Stunt Dog Experience come to Cornelius. This cast of performers and stunt dogs will delight audiences of all ages with high-energy excitement from beginning to end. For more information on these shows and many other programs, visit canearts.org. That's CAIN arts.org. Ghostface Brewing in Mooresville marks their 8-year anniversary with celebrations all week, culminating on Sunday with their monthly Rock the Lot outdoor concert series powered by Waves Entertainment. The event begins at 5 p.m. with the Pluto for Planet concert beginning at 6 p.m. Merle Fest is back April 25th through 28th at Wilkes Community College, featuring nearly 100 performers including Old Crow Medicine Show, Sam Bush, Turnpike Troubadours, the Teskey Brothers, Nickel Creek, and more. Tickets and information at merlefest.org. Listen every morning to Good Morning LKN and follow WSIC News on Instagram for your chance to win tickets. Community Singers of Lake Norman present Smokin' to a Motown Beat, a choral presentation of the sounds of Motown and rock and roll. Take a musical journey back to the 50s, 60s, and 70s with hits by the Supremes, the Four Tops, Stevie Wonder, Elvis, and more. The concert features highlights from Broadway shows Motown the Musical and Smokey Joe's Cafe, along with the Mooresville High School Honors Chorus. See you at the Mooresville Performing Arts Centers on May 5th. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
All things Mooresville to keep you in the Noseville. Join in the conversation by calling 844-STUDIO-4. Now, back to the show.
And we're back with Heart Mooresville here on WSIC News. So we have had a great conversation with our ladies from Allen Tate Realty. Thank you again for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
I can't believe it's gone by so fast.
I know.
That's what we were just talking about.
Yeah,
Like, oh my
it's
goodness.
crazy.
Yeah.
It really does. Time flies when you're having fun, right? But you just mentioned something, Josee, over the break that I thought was great to share. And
Yeah,
what is
so
that?
when Alfie, who of course is my dog, which I mentioned earlier, but the Mooresville Day actually allows leash dogs. So that is going to be awesome. You can, check out all the dogs there. Of course, make sure they're on a leash. Obviously, we want
Yes.
to make sure that everybody feels safe and,
Yeah, that's right. No, thank you for bringing that up because
Mhm.
we always, do try to give the opportunity to involve the fur babies when we can because they are also part of the family. So if we have the opportunity where, pets can be allowed, we do. And Mooresville Day is one of those opportunities. So bring your fur babies to Mooresville Day. Just make sure that they're on a leash. And I want to talk a little bit about upcoming events. So Mooresville is just, popping at the seams with events going on. I think 10 years ago, you were looking for things to do on the weekend. Today, not a problem. There are like 5-6 different events going on every weekend. I think event planners are at the point where you can't choose a weekend when there's nothing else going on.
Right.
It's just, that just doesn't exist anymore.
It doesn't.
I mean, there's always something. But the good news is there's enough. I mean, our population is large enough. There's, enough interest where you still get a good turnout, even if there are 5 or 6 things to do. So it's nice to see. So some of the upcoming things that we have are, of course, Race City Festival on May 11th. Josee, you're going to be at that, right?
I will be there. You will see my T-shirt. So be on the lookout.
Yes, so we talked a little bit about Race City, so you can catch that 9 to 5 on Main and Broad Street in downtown Mooresville. The second annual spring fashion event, Sip, Shop, and Strut, is happening. That is actually April 18th. So that's like tomorrow, right? Is that tomorrow?
Thursday.
2 days away.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And that's at the Hilton Garden Inn. Renee Hall is the general manager, the director of sales there, and she puts on a lot of great fashion show events and partners with local boutiques, and it also raises money for the Christian mission. So
That sounds like it's right up our alley.
yeah,
Did I hear sip and fashion?
yep,
Yeah.
drinking,
Shop,
shopping.
Who
Sounds
wants
like,
to go, ladies?
oh yeah, sounds like a good time
It's
to
a
me.
catchy title for sure.
So it's free admission, open to the public. And then Lake Norman Coffee and Cars actually presents the fourth Saturday of every month, April through December, the car show downtown at Merino Mills.
This is their first
Eight
of the year.
Yeah, 8 to 11. So, it's coming up and that'll go on until December. So you can catch those, and those are getting very popular. Also, April 17th, which is tomorrow.
Wednesday.
I'm skipping a day. The Comedy Zone at Victory Lanes partnered with Wobbly Butt Brewery, which is also there. It's odd name. Wobbly Butt.
I like it.
So when you drink, you get a wobbly butt. No, but they have regular live comedy. So it's every week. They're one of the only venues that does live stand-up every week. So you can catch that tomorrow. And it's Vinny Coppola, who is their, comedian for tomorrow. And he's actually he's appeared on the Nashville Network, HBO's Entourage, Sons of Anarchy, Comedy Central.
I say the names sound familiar.
Yeah, he's definitely on a lot of TV shows. He's a regular. Yeah, that's right. Thanks, Bill. He's a regular on the morning shows, like John Boy and Billy, Rick and Bubba, and Bob and Cherry. So you may have seen him on one of these other shows, but he is actually going to be the comedian for tomorrow.
And where to check that out?
And that's at Victory Lanes.
The bowling alley.
Yeah.
The Wobbly Butt and Victory Lanes.
Where is Wobbly Butt?
It's inside Victory Lanes. Yeah. They have a brewery. It's like a tap room. But it's pretty cool. They have been hosting a lot of great events, and their comedy series has really taken off. So that'll be tomorrow, and then every week they offer that opportunity. Also, April 20th, I thought this was a fun one because they're going to perform at Mooresville Day, but it's April 20th, Rock the Lake at Langtree. So Rock the Lake 2024, it's Elevate School of Rock, or Rock School.
Oh.
And so it's kids bands, and there's going to be like 35 student bands.
That's cool.
You know what? I think I was actually at dinner last year, and I was like, what is going on over there? And it was just kids out there.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
And they rock.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
they're
do.
good.
Yep.
It's pretty cool. So we're excited because they're going to perform at Mooresville Day too. So you'll get a little taste of them. On the 20th, you can go see full scale 35 plus bands, but then you can also catch them at Mooresville Day on the 27th. Throttle Thursdays are kicking off on May 2nd. So those are coming back to downtown. Of course, that event started in Cornelius and then has grown. And now, they're on Main Street, Mooresville. They're every Thursday. They are, there's motorcycles. Murdo Made Distillery, is the host of that. And it's
really growing.
Yeah, it's becoming a big thing.
I never knew about that.
I didn't either.
Good to know.
Yep. That's why we bring you all the details. I'm telling you, I'm the Oracle, Mooresville Oracle. I know all. And then of course the Garden Club. We have been given a shout out to their plant sale. It's one of the big fundraisers that they do. It's on April 27th, and that's 22nd. Sorry. And that's at the corner of Main Street and East Statesville. It's their huge plant sale. You can get plants at very reasonable prices. And these are plants that they grow and harvest and then sell as their fundraiser. So that's a pretty good one. And they participate in our parade every year.
It's the perfect time of the year to buy plants.
It is.
So
absolutely. Now, if for
Good
some
timing.
reason people didn't have anything to write on, where can they find some of these dates?
Yeah, so we'll actually have these very soon. You will be able to find these on mooresvilleevents.com, like literally in 2 weeks. So right now, and I'm glad you brought that up.
Good segue.
Very good segue, Josee. So right now, there's not a great community calendar.
Mm-hmm.
There's just not, there's not really a website. Now, I will say that Visit Mooresville does a very good job. It's our local CVB. The majority of these you can find on visitmooresville.com. There are a couple on here that I've added. So we took it upon ourselves to create a community calendar that people can really go to. It's not just town programming, it's programming across the board. And you'll be able to find that on Mooresville Events. Right now, it's ourtownstage.com, but it's getting ready to rebrand to Mooresville Events within the next 2 weeks. And once that happens, there will be a community calendar at mooresvilleevents.com, and you will be able to find out all the great things to do in the area.
Awesome.
That's great.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Good.
So I'm glad you
several
asked.
things that she mentioned.
astonished.
Thank you, Bill. That's right. It is astonishing. Then, of course, Mooresville Day on April 27th. Rock the Park is kicking off May 3rd. So that is our outdoor series at Liberty Park. We have a great lineup, different genres. We're going to kick off with the Cat 5 band, which is beach music.
It's a big hit.
We have a huge following. People come out and shag.
I was wondering about that.
They dance the night away for sure.
It's so much fun.
I don't know if we'll be at that one because we're going to be doing the volunteer exchange with you guys. We can do it if any of you guys want to go. It'll be right after Mooresville Day, so I don't know if we'll be there May 3rd.
Right, but you will be at some of them.
Yes,
You'll probably be there for Greggy and the Jets. That's the June one.
Okay.
That one is probably my favorite one because it's going to be so much fun. I love Elton John. I got to see him live.
Oh, that's awesome.
I did too.
This guy's good, though. Greggy and the Jets. It's a really good tribute. So, yes, Alan Tate will be out there at our Rock the Park series. Those are always fun. We're so excited when our outdoor season comes because they are one of the more fun things that we get to do.
It's free.
It is free. Yeah. Free event for the community. The first Friday of every month. So.
Everybody likes free.
Everyone
That's
loves
right.
it.
Then, of course, every Saturday you can always catch the jam sessions at Richard's Coffee Shop. I don't know if you are aware that these take place, but they are pretty amazing. Veterans get together every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. and at Richard's Coffee Shop on Main Street, and they just play music, and you hear bluegrass and all of this, and it's actually really moving when you go in there and you just see these veterans that have served in war, and they just are coming together and connected through music. It's really amazing.
And they have great coffee, great breakfast.
Yeah,
so
it's a good time.
Have a cup of coffee and hang out.
Yeah. And then, of course, September 8th is the Mooresville Fondo. That's a couple months out, but I do want to give a shout out because they're going to be doing sign up soon. So the Mooresville Fondo will be the second annual, of course, the bike race that Mooresville Realty had started last year. So signups will be coming out for that soon. And then we have an author event at April 27th at 11 a.m. at the West Branch Library, Robert Beatty, and he is the author of the Serafina book series. So he's going to be there doing autographs and talk a little bit about his journey to becoming an author and how he got published. And then I think you all have something else that you're going to be participating in coming up.
Yeah. Well, we do a lot of volunteering, so we're going to be participating on May 9th, I believe, making bags for Bridge of Hearts.
Oh.
If you don't know anything about that, it's really cool. For the kids, you know how in school the kids always have little grab bags for their birthdays and things. Mm-hmm. These are for the kids that can't afford to bring those in.
Gotcha.
This is part of what the organization does other things, but we'll be making little gift bags for kids in need, so that they can celebrate at school too.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, you all are so busy. So if you haven't learned anything from this show, it's know a realtor. Make a friend with
Everyone
a realtor.
Needs a realtor.
Yes.
Especially an Alan Tate.
Alan Tate. That's right. And know an Alan Tate realtor.
Or Josee Cherrier.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's right. Josee and Christy. Well, Josee and Christy, thank you so much for joining us today. It was a blast talking with you. And we'll be back next week with Heart Mooresville. Have a great week.
Serving you better than ever before. 105.9, 100.7. WSIC, Statesville, Mooresville, North Charlotte.